Alright, welcome back to another Fairytale Fables game. This time I'm going to play on the beta branch because there's an upcoming patch and I'm really curious. Barbarossa's gone, whole bunch of changes. Pretty much anything anyone has said that they thought was a little bit overtuned somehow got touched in this upcoming patch. So I wanted to go into the beta and play it because not necessarily wanting to have to play a Barbarossa every game. I like a treasure hamster, so I'm going to go with that. I don't know if I have any sync opponents. Oh, I am in with Yuck. I have sync opponents. Thank you for confirming that, Squid. So, could be a full lobby of actual players, which, cool. I'm here for that. That's what I wanted. What do I want to do here with treasure hamster, knowing that I'm not necessarily looking to build a pirate and a pirate monkey into every build? I don't love starting with the smiling sprout, but I'm kind of curious about it. Let's lock that up. I won't even use my free roll. Being able to get a 6/6 is worth to me. On the stream before here and just check back. Yeah, I was watching his stream before and I don't remember where he was in the game when because I swapped over and started, do my little start and stream routine. And then by the time I got past the opening song and went into let's go live. Yeah, anyway, I wasn't sure. I appreciate you confirming. So, absolutely take a damage for save a gold. Absolutely, no question. Now I want to take a look at all of these people could be live. So Griff, Solid, Rain, Yuck. Yuck is on Trophy Hunter. We know Yuck's live. Kiwi? I don't know how to pronounce that. Forgotten Arbiter was definitely live with Yuck. Well, we have two Griff boards, so I'm going to guess one of those is a saved board. Probably the one where it's... Wait. Oh, no, I'm looking at that. Never mind. That's my board. Mecha Pilot? I don't know what that is. All right. I'll hit the ready button. Something tells me that the ready button is all but useless in a fully populated lobby. The ready button is the sort of thing you kind of need when you're doing an async game like this and you're doing... Well, you definitely have to have a start fight button for async, but for this, when you're testing and you don't have a full batch of players, you do need a way for... Like, if you get stuck in a lobby by yourself to be able to make all your decisions and go, okay, I'm ready for the fight now. Be curious to see where he ends up going. I like the little ladybug change from the little... That's one of the patch changes. This used to be this like green kind of face. This like not like a petulant teenager necessarily, but like a I don't know how else to describe the thing. Because I'll take an owl and a spell. I do want one cost items. I'm just gonna have a lot of cash flow going into next turn. Honestly, kind of wish I had not owled and then I could wake this frog right now. It's tempting almost a lot going into 3 just because I have the free roll. Just because that's a 0 cost spell, and now that I've awoken one prince, I kind of want to wake them all. And I'm probably going to buy a 2 and a 3, but the problem with this, and the reason I'm not going to lock, is because I do miss one shop roll that could have level 3s in it. And that could be way more valuable. I'll find another spell to wake up that frog at some point. Or, I keep saying wake up, but wake up must not be the right vernacular in this universe, right? You're just transforming it. I transform into a... It's not like you're kissing the frog and it wakes up. Anyway, Squid, it's good to see you. I hope you're good. I'm eager to play some different stuff now that I have the option to not necessarily have to play like a specific couple of cards every single game. I would love the idea of some sort of stay low deal with the devil play, but I don't think that's the case right now. We don't have any kind of start for a dwarf indication, except I do have 3 cheap items. I could start buying up dwarves and just making a dwarf build from here, but I don't know that that's where I want to go, and that wouldn't even necessarily be the most important way to get into a dwarf build anyway. Well, Sarah, what do we have here? Well, Sarah, who do we have there? What's up? How you doing? I know you know about this. I know this isn't your first time finding out. Have you played? Have you played? And if you have played much? Because I think you and Nick are battlegrounds in it, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I have seen and also talking to Trestus. Oh, sorry. Not Dirk. Yeah, well, online names only. No, I know we don't care that much, but... Haven't played... Oh, you've been stuck on the new Battlegrounds patch, the one that added spells. Yeah, well, I'm curious how you're liking that, because I haven't actually checked out the new BG patch. And then, yeah, I'm curious your thoughts on this too, of course. Exquisite. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Wait, you've been in a... Oh, wait. Board game. Wait. I thought BGs... You said BGA. I just kind of brushed right over that and let my brain autofill. No, you've been playing board games. Well, BGA is different, right? You would have said BGs usually for Battlegrounds. I just didn't... I wasn't paying close attention. I didn't notice. Oh, yeah. So, wait. Board Game Arena, really? You've been playing a whole bunch of board games, huh? That's cool. My buddy, my best friend actually, my buddy back in San Diego is a giant board game geek. He sent me for Christmas a 3D printed Christmas ornament. He bought that 3D printer. Well, not that 3D printer. That's a new fancier 3D printer than the one he initially bought. He initially bought a 3D printer so that he could print board game inserts for his favorite board games because he wasn't happy with how they organized with the default inserts. So my buddy is like, yeah, no. Super nerd who bought a 3D printer just so that he could make his board game inserts better. And, you know, it's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I no judgment. I just think it's a fun story. But yeah, he's the reason I'm aware of Board Game Geek as a website. Azul like a 70-year-old man. Wait, what? What is Azul? Other than blue. You love that website? Wait, I'm not... Okay, now I feel like I gotta Google this. Board Game Azul? Like a 75-year-old man. In the game Azul, players take turns drafting colored tiles from suppliers to their player board. Later in the round, players score points based on how they've placed their tiles to decorate the palace. Extra points are scored for specific patterns and completing sets. Wasted supplies harm the player's score. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. Sounds almost like a mahjong or like, you know, like a draft kind of game, right? Is that what it is? It's kind of like you draft stuff. Let's definitely take the Scroll of Chaos because I got the Owl and I got the Acolyte, so random scam spells. I'd go for the pirate map, but I gotta fill up all my treasure slots first anyway, and this actually does something right now. Do I want to wake and combine these Frogos? Not so sure I want to combine them all right now. I kind of want to play the +2/2 on my Acolyte. I think I might just be into that. I'm tempted to Romeo Juliet here. If I could, you know, like I already got the upgraded Romeo. Wow, but now I'm tempted to upgrade the Romeo. Oh no. Basically drafting, yeah. Competitive mosaic building game. That sounds cool from the, you know, the little blurb that I read, whatever that blurb on that site. Meh. I think I'm going to ditch you and take you, because with the one free spell cast a turn, I think I'm into it. I think I am into it. All right, I'll hit the ready button. I doubt, knowing that there's a group of folks in this lobby, I doubt the ready button is going to ready most turns. Kiv, hello. Also Zephyr, hello. The 3D printer to make inserts is so much cheaper than buying all the custom inserts on the market now. Is that why? Is that like a common thing to do? Is he not that unusual for doing it? That's like, people just go, you know what? I'm going to print my own. Whoa. What are you doing with these big demons already? Oh, they hit 20. They got their first double up before they fought me. Ugh. Yeah, so Hercules doubles the stats of characters on their board when they hit 20 and then when they hit 6. And they hit 20, they're on 20 even, so they got the double, presumably the fight before me, or maybe the fight before that, but they, you know, they had that upgraded demon and that thing got doubled up and that was more stats than I could handle here. Now, what do I want to do? I really want to Romeo and Juliet this board up if I can. I really want to have, like, I could have taken that first fluff. Sarah, did you know there's more than one fluff? What's my hero do? I am the treasure hamster. 2 of my treasures are 1 level higher. Yako's talking about Once Upon a Galaxy. Will you be playing 4 games of that? And this one that comes out, 7 hours of Horse Thief? You know, I don't know, Squid. I definitely am going to be playing that when that comes out. Slightly weaker Horde Dragon, yep. Need to download this game because I don't want to get too far behind all the SBB homies. You'll just... Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. There is. It's more complex than SBB was. There are a whole bunch of new things, and so there will be some wrapping your head around it. Luckily, because of your experience with SBB, that's going to go a lot faster, probably. If I want to do Romeo Juliet, I take Weird Compass, because it might help me find a few extra Juliets, but I haven't found that many Juliets yet, and I'm about to buy a book. Kind of want to baby mimic, but I also have to finish my turn because the rope is burning. Let's just buy this. This goes up here. This goes back here. Maybe this goes back here. Maybe that goes there. Yeah, close enough. we got a book mage in this game, Sarah. I don't know if you've seen it, but I got my own book mage emote now. Is Slay really bad in this, or am I doing something wrong? Because it feels really bad to me so far. So Zephyr with Slay, you can't like start slaying with anything other than whatever the big thing was you got on level 2 and 3 and a mermaid on 4. Like on level 4, there's not much you can do with characters to power up your Slay. So if you're only buying characters, Slay doesn't really start till level 5. That said, you can start slaying on level 3 with items. So you can pick up that level 3 treasure that scales your slayers. I saw somebody had it. I think it's called Slay Moon. Odin's Raven is just so good. It's just so good. Just in general. Matter of fact, I think I want both the book and the experience. I'll just jump straight to 5. The mage book is also pretty good. So let's just do that. Looks like I don't have enough Romeos and Juliets to really keep chasing that. I will take the XP though. Let's go to 5 and start getting some big effects. I won't have any mana next turn. That's kind of bad. I'm gonna have to just buy characters. That's okay. I just plan to spend 10 gold on my board. Yeah. So yeah, Slay is tricky. Like, there was in the beta, the Sea Witch basically had, you know, Baba Yaga from SBB's effect that had doubled up on a boost, and it got changed to an aura and only your first 2 slays, so you can't multiply the effects. Since that change, I have felt that Slay is much riskier to commit to. There are a few ways you can go about it. You can get the Slay item on level 3 with the Slay Moon, and you can take your big thing and start slaying with that. Oh, there is a Juliet right there. Maybe I do still care. Actually, it's a lot of stats as I keep doing stuff. Maybe I don't care. Maybe I just need to take like a cat cabinet and a Star Child and a Crystal Sage. I think the Romeo Juliet Dream's dead because I didn't find enough. Any clue on season length? No, not a clue. Squid. Oh, you missed Pansakai? Yeah, I don't know when they'll reset the leaderboard. Kiv, you said monthly? Okay. Kiv has a clue. I don't. Hey, Antrepo! I'm so happy to see you today. I am still embarrassed about yesterday. I am so sorry. Look, I was, you know, legitimately frustrated and walked away, but even in that state, it had nothing to do with you, and I wish I had never done it quite the way I did it. It wasn't fun or funny. It wasn't interesting. It didn't promote us having a good time together in the future. It was a hard stop, and like me throwing a temper tantrum and bailing. Apologies for that. It was nothing to do with you. Actually, I can explain in more detail now that I'm not in the moment and not feeling as peeved about the RNG. It was the RNG. It was that we were in a game, and it was a long game, right? When we were in like a really feisty top 2 in a long game. You had the coolest mage board built with all the coolest mage tech, and I was 5-heading how do I beat that mage board, and it looked to me like I was behind and like I didn't really have any business actually catching back up and pulling even. But then we had one fight and I won it. It wasn't like a colossal win, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I was way ahead, but I won it, and it was convincing enough. Like it looked like I might have been able to do it again. It looked like you could have won it. Like I could, like, you know, it looked like it could have been either of our game. And then I was like, oh wait, yeah, I'm getting back into this. I got a shot now. Because I thought you had just had me beat outright. And then so we did that. I had that fight and I won it, and it was close, but it looked like I could fight you. And then I got by the chair bug the next fight, right? I didn't realize that the chair was bugged and wasn't properly protecting the things behind it, and it totally screwed up my whole entire summon sequence, right? And I totally lost that fight. Fizzled to the bug. And that was deflating. But then, you know, we're like at the hour mark in our very last fight, and I don't get screwed over by the chair bug. People have told me how to position around it, and then your book mage pops out a lightning bolt that pops my backline thing and then creates the same bad sequence from the chair bug problem the fight before. And I was like, I can't ungrumpify right now. I can't I can't say anything. I'm not going to start some... Like, I'm not going to yell at everybody. I'm not going to... I didn't know how to handle my emotions, so I bailed. I left. I'm sorry. Again, I'm still embarrassed about that, but that is what happened. So anyway, that's the whole story there. But I was also getting kind of annoyed at Barbarossa and all that stuff in general, too. That's why I'm on the beta right now. I kind of don't want to play on the live branch until the patch comes out. Because I just don't want to feel like I gotta play an hour-long game where I put a pirate puzzle together in the end, too. Like... I'm kind of really stoked about this patch today, whenever it does come out. I think the changes were more than I expected, but that said, I can't argue with any of it. Like, it hit everything that anybody had any kind of problem with. And it's just... It's kind of incredible. I kind of love that Lara, as, you know, solo dev project, kind of just has the leeway to go, you know what? We're going to change all this stuff up. Why not? It's better this way. So, yeah, this new paradigm of wherever we end up here, I'm going to be very happy about, I think. Because, you know, I want to see those other strats that are strong. Like, I want to play some dogs. I want to play some stars. I want to play some hunters. I want to play some... And it just felt like... I bristle at if there's a card in the meta. Like, I pretty much quit Battlegrounds because of Amalgadon, for crying out loud. Just because it existed meant it was bad if you didn't find one and play it and do something with it, you know? Just I bristle against things that just because they exist, you must do them. Otherwise, you're playing wrong. That was a little too ubiquitous for me. That said, I didn't expect Barba to be fully cut. I figured some, like, more finagling on the effect. But Barba's already had several nerfs from its initial implementation. I was going to say iteration. Its initial implementation. So Barbarossa being cut, I can kind of jam with that. Companies that make balsam wood inserts for board games, especially so you can keep expansions in the box. Thing is, 30 to 40 bucks for an insert. Yeah, that adds up fast. Especially knowing my buddy's board game collection. And he's the sort who needs to, like, cycle. He's got so many, right, that he has to retire board games or trade them off or sell them off or something so he can make space in his bookshelves. Because, you know, apartment dwelling in San Diego does not give you a ton of room to store all of your personal belongings. Bang, bang. Oh, I got the tie. Let's go. Tried with Slay School, put Slay items on Big Owls. No matter what you do, it just seems way too slow. Boards get so big on 5, you can't outscale them. It's tough, Zephyr. It's tough. That's the thing that I like about fluffs is you have to get over the top. And if you ever are no longer over the top, you have to go, uh-oh. Actually, I had that yesterday. In that game against Anthrippo. I was playing Puffs. And Anthrippo got over the top with the mages. And then all of a sudden it was like, uh-oh, I can't win from here anymore. I swerve, but where? But now, what? But I like those late game uncomfortable decisions that you got to make at times, you know. I think that's fun, and I like those heads up top twos. And I like it when they're tech pieces where you know, like, the tech piece you need to find. So maybe it's Succubus, maybe it's Brave Little Tailor, maybe it's Try My Net. But you know you're behind on the stats, so you can't win that fight anymore. But you can still figure a way out of it if you can find the right scam. You know, I like that part of the game where you start figuring out what's that right scam. How do I get there? And it feels really good when you can pull off. Sometimes you can't, but this time I had that hero that doubles stats, and even still, it wasn't enough. Yeah, Slay's weird, Zephyr. I don't have a perfect Slay build that, like, works every time in this current paradigm. And maybe that's just the case. And I don't totally hate if Slay is not ridiculously just, you know, the thing you gotta do. I think I might save the cat cabinet in the new you. I might new you my Romeo. Got into an hour game with Inlix 2 nights ago just to lose. You're hoping for a Slay buff? The one thing with Slay is always tricky to me. If Slay gets too good, then it feels like you better be thinking about Slay every game. If Slay is good but not too good, then, you know, maybe you do Slay this game if everything lines up right. I kind of like Slay to be a little sketch. Because if Slay is ever less than a little sketch, you know, if it's ever a little more reliable than a little sketchy, I think it gets out of control pretty quick. I don't know. Slay's an interesting one. It's fun to play because you get ahead and you stay ahead and you win the whole game, right? Like, if a Slay game goes right, you get big, then you get bigger, then you get biggest, and then the game's over. Villy, hello. Hello, hello. Wait, where's my game sound? I thought I had it earlier. Have I not had game sound this whole time? That fight didn't have it. I didn't mute it. I did mute it. Wait, I didn't. That was at 100% when I started stream, I thought. All right, well, game sound's back. Apparently it was gone. Well, that's a double new U too. It's upgraded Tempe. It's not gonna play, but it's a good new U target. Yeah, I that exactly, Billy. If Slay's a good option, but not or a viable option, but not always a good choice, I like that. Slay scales off the number of cat boards. Maybe. The angel boards that don't have a stat generator are a feasting ground for, like, you know, a fluff build where you definitely are going for slays. Those boards you can just, like, you can slam some slays. Oh, it's Celery T. It's the new card. It's the celerity card. Before I attack a character, transform them into a pig without changing their stats. So remove their effect. Like, take away the dying breath from the supply cabinet, right? Or take away the dying breath from the book mage. So this does what Brave Little Tailor couldn't. Brave Little Tailor can take out something big, but can't stop something big from doing its cool effect. This won't necessarily take out something big, but it'll stop it from doing its cool effect. That's it. It's not a thing that I need right here. I'm kind of just maging it up and buying more good 6 drops, and I think I do run more supply cabinets ultimately. Let's continue buffing you. How's my health? Pretty good. I've been paying close attention to my HP. Honestly, I've been paying more attention to chat. I've just been kind of playing solitaire, building my board, and then going back to the next fight. Could be the case, Zephyr. I know that there are some of those like backline slay boards where you put a Guinevere, a Lady of the Lake, a couple of Merlins on the front, you stick an Uthred back in 7, and then if you got into like level 4 or 5, or well, if you got into level 5 when you can start getting more of that stuff with a couple of real big things somehow that can continue to slay and continue to scale and get bigger, you can make a backline slay build. But yeah. Kills auras, yep. That's a good use for it too, Slain, yep. Speaking of slay, howdy, Slain. Narcissus is a character that fell in love with himself, so tripling him with 2 copies of itself brings weird meaning to tripling. Bob, I think this one's a stretch, but I know that won't come as a shock to you. Brave Little Tailor is like a worse Medusa, yeah, in that it... Well, so they both are Antrepo in their own way, right? Brave Little Tailor, so if I'll actually, we'll just look at them here real quick. Can I just type? I think I can just type, well, actually, Trickster, right? They're both Tricksters. Yeah. So this Celery T is like a worse Medusa from Storybook Brawl in that it can't shrink the unit, it can't make it small. And Brave Little Tailor is like a worse Medusa from Storybook Brawl in that it can kill anything, but it can't stop them from doing their cool effect if that's like, you know, some cool effect. So... yeah, they're both like, it's like Medusa, you know that story where, I hate to go biblical on you, but you know that story where the family brings the child in front of King Solomon? Was it King Solomon? I don't remember. Oh, man. Basically, there was a Medusa, and that Medusa came out, and... there was an argument over who loved the Medusa, which parents loved the Medusa more, and then the arbiter in the situation decided, you know what? We'll see who really loves this Medusa. Whichever one of you, well, we're going to cut this Medusa in half. Whichever one of you protests, you know, you don't say that whichever one of you protests part out loud, but whichever one of you protests, you're clearly the... It's that, right? It's that. I think it's got to be that. Okay, let's lock it up. I want the Witch Queen Hecate. But I definitely want to cast as many spells as I can because I just got Spell Reflector, which may remind you of a treasure from another game. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Katse, mage items are a thing I rarely, if ever, buy because I'm usually just wanting to play more spells, but I do know folks like grabbing those spell books and getting extra buffs when they cast the spells, and it's even better with Spell Reflector if I had one here. That's the whole point. Bob, I hope you're good. Gotta do some food prep. All right. Nah, yeah, Airmath. Not sure, not sure. Well, just know that when I cast a spell on one of my characters, I cast that spell on all of my characters, so that's pretty cool. Well, that was a minus hundo spell and a good target for a minus hundo spell. I saw the sign. Bam! So I definitely want many, many Hecate. Many, 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 many. But I also want as many targeted spells as I can, but probably not that one. Probably not that one. Not right yet. Let's get some stats up first. I might be willing to do that in a moment, but let's, the only thing that's going to grow when I cast spells are these mages, and currently I have a board full of them. A board full of mages. I could start building up another big ranger like Merlin, but I think I'm kind of jamming with what I got here. As I start combining things, I'm going to have to start using bench. I'm kind of just hoping I can... Oh, I can't just upgrade the Tempe solo, though. If I upgrade the Tempe, I upgrade everything. No. No. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Somewhere Happiness is shaking his fist that someone broke the rules. Oh, look, there's a Morphalot. We're not doing that. Nope. Could do that, but I just get paid off for casting targeted spells primarily. I could do some scouting here. Nah, let's keep finding these. Because they're also double casting, by the way. When you buy a spell, which costs at most 2 gold, repeat it 1 time. So it's really, I'm really incentivized to make sure these Crystal Sages get a chance to keep slaying. Matter of fact, the Book Mage probably just goes back. And we just go Crystal Sage into Crystal Sage, and we're chilling. No. I think you mean double caster, Airmath. I think you mean double caster. I think you mean double caster and Spell Reflector and Great Odin's Raven. This one doesn't really have an analog because mana wasn't a thing in that game, but you know, it lets me cast 5 more spells a turn potentially based on mana. And this gives me 2 more mana, so I got all kinds of mana to work with now. You need all kinds of mana to work with to do magical things in this game. To do mage strats, okay. The Radiant Prism has been turned into a tier 8. No fun. I mean, it was always a tier 8. What do you mean turned into? There was like a double your frontline effect that got turned into a tier 8 in the most recent patch. No such thing in this game, Airmath, but there is a treasure that generates new spells when you cast targeted spells. So they're analogs. They're similar things, but there's not an exact hat and ball. Like, I'm using a treasure right now that makes my spells a little cheaper and lets me have more mana, therefore I can cast a few more spells. So it's kind of like a hat and ball combo sort of thing. But I don't know. This is like the batch of treasures you kind of want when you're playing mages. Where I'm like sitting here looking at a free roll going, yeah, I probably better take that because I have the mana and I just need to find all my spells. Holy spellages. Let's go. Only works for the first 6 spells. Right. We could look at that too. Hang on. Let's, oh. Permanent HP by 2 only really is loved by the owl. Now, the owl loves it, but I think casting a bunch more spells this turn rather than spending all my mana giving an owl an extra 100 health is probably better. Granted, the owl's not the only one who's getting extra for it, but that does end my spell casting because it is heavy. Yeah, let's grab that for sure. Probably skipping that. I'm pretty happy with my treasure set, and I think it's hard to imagine that I'm replacing much from here. Pretty dead set on the casting spells on my homies. Now the permanent HP spell's looking a little more enticing that I'm putting a little bit more HP with these spells. Let's get 2 more targeted spells and call it a turn, and then roll for Hecate's. Now that I have extra gold, though, I might be interested in a spell book if I saw one. Yeah, I don't care. I'll just take all the first ones I see. Well, the spell books cost mana, though, don't they? Let's grab one of these. I can't imagine that won't be useful later. Oh, they don't cost mana. Well, hold on. I don't need this, and I don't need that. Who wants 2/2 permanently? Probably my big old ranger. Okay. You don't have enough mana. Oh, yeah! Not casting Wolf is a terrible mistake. Yeah. Could have made the game way more chaotic, which is totally fun. You're right, Bob. That's a huge familiar. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized familiar, yeah. The shiny book costs mana. Okay. Well, I'm happy I got one. I'm happy I was able to spend all of my mana on targeted spells and also get a spell book. And so that'll kick in next turn. I might be tempted to use a double HP spell here somewhere in the future. I haven't really scouted because, you know, it doesn't change, I think, much what I'm doing scouting at this moment. I'm kind of on a game plan at this point and I gotta follow it. But I'm kind of curious how spooky... No, I am the spooky one here. Yeah. I had an absolutely busted batch of mage things to do. It's ridiculous. Like, this board I have is very strong for this turn of this game. Hitting the Spell Reflector, hitting a couple of quick Hecates. What I am most vulnerable to, and what I should keep an eye out for, are scam builds. The star build, actually. Scam and star. Both of these builds could be danger. This one I'm not as vulnerable to. Not as many shenanigans. Now, I'm going to keep scaling up my Fire Mage, but my first priority every turn is spend all of my mana on targeted spells, if at all possible. I don't want to buy that one. 3 HP is okay. Nah, I don't want to trade out. It's not that I care about being Treasure Hamster, I just don't want to end my spell cast for the turn. That's already upgraded. I don't really need another cabinet. Where are targeteds? I'm running out of the money to spend them. Well, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do one of these. After you do the first one, the second one becomes that much more valuable, and so on and so on and so on. Bam! Look at that. Look at them stats! If I had a really cool targeted spell to lock for, I would, but I don't think that was that good. I'm gonna put the 2 big health ones in the back here with the Acolyte. Yeah, Wolf, the Croc spell in this game puts your character into, or the Croc, the Wolf spell in this game puts your character into the Wolf's belly. Wait, there was something else I wanted to look at here, so do it by level. You got Wolf Bait. Store character safely inside the Wolf's belly. What was the... Oh, I wanted to look at the level 3 treasure that recasts your first 6 spells. You have 4 more mana. When you cast the first 6 targetable spells, add a random spell to your shop. So the first 6 times you do a targeted spell, you can get another spell. And all of that contains a single chameleon. A giant wolf. Many nested layers of golden wolfdom. A chameleon contained within. Treasure Hamster is a weaker dragon. I assure you I bought it in a fraction of a second. Bam! Oh, my board is just giant right now. I mean, when you get the right mage, that's the thing is people, I don't know, like, I'm not going to glean any like massive oversweeping results from this or anything like that, but people have asked, hey, it doesn't seem like mages are that strong or that good. And the truth is, if you force mages and you don't have treasures, you're probably going to have a bad time. But if you get the right treasures, mages are absolutely busto. All right. Boop. I do want to do another double up spell, but I'm not going to do it as my very first spell of the turn. And I kind of want to throw Circe's Cup, but I think it's probably better I don't. I only have 4 mana left. There's a chance I could still just afford 4 targeted spells. The thing is, Bob, the thing is, you just gotta shift your paradigm, right? You gotta be willing to accept that this is not the same. And the expectations don't all carry over and apply necessarily. All right. Cool. I spent all my mana on spell. I would get 3 level 6 treasures and my board would get significantly worse. Ah, Circe's Cup. I would have played one of those this turn if I could afford it. Anything critical? Oh, all you're ranged. Eh. Show me how to live. These actually have outscaled the health of the owl. Incredible. I think I do play this. This fire mage is way too big now. All right, let's go. I'm gonna hover this in case, you know, I don't know. I know Sarah hasn't started, and I know Sarah's around. I just wanted to show off this card. It reminds of a certain other card. You know, don't have to say anything. I just hover over this. It's a pretty handy card. Oh, they didn't float a gold. They didn't have any stars. Oh, no. Not that I think that would have stopped me, but I didn't get my Crystal Sage Slay, did I? Oh wait, no, I did, because this I already played at least once. Yeah, never mind. That spell gets more expensive every time you play it because it heals you. Yeah, sure, I'll attack first. Permanent attack by 2. I think I have attack covered. I think attack's not going to be my issue. I'll err on the side of more HP. I'm going to grab that. The bird's big enough to be another board slot here. Level 7's right. This game's not going to a level 8. I already got a perfect treasure batch. Skip. It's like when you got a hat ball fork and you're like, I don't need anything else. I'm not looking for it. Generic board upgrade, not that good. It's only hitting these 2, so definitely do that. Definitely do that. I do want to play that, though. So maybe I do rip this. And then double up all the HPs. And then look for something to lock. You're not gonna ever be bigger than my bird. I think I have attack covered. You forgot to leave a gold? Yeah, Griff, GG's. I didn't realize, so I didn't purposely queue into the lobby with y'all, but I was happy I did, of course, because it's way more fun with actual people. But then, so like, I didn't queue in here just to like hit the most absurd mage board I could possibly, you know what I mean? And then a lot of happy accidents coming together, but here I am with the most absurd mage board. It just kind of happened. But now, also because of the treasures I have, like my whole game plan is just spend all of my, well, never this spell. Although that would be hilarious, but no, not that spell. Yeah, my game plan is just spend all my gold on spells now. The only thing I can see really backfiring is if somebody succubuses my fire mage, but my backline has 1100 HP. And my fire mage can't do that, so my backline is safe from me too. I could see that being problematic. All I care about are these spells. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. Let's double up all the permanent HPs and hit the ready button. Oh, Bob, I certainly do. I remember doing it at the wrong times, believe me. Well, now I'm even less concerned about a succubus taking my fire mage into my backline. I made this dangerous fire mage that is 0 threat to my own board somehow. Oh. Well, look, all I can say is I think this would have beat a Barbarossa too. But I don't know, Barbarossa is so flexible. It just made... That whole Barbarossa Pirate Monkey phase that we've been in this last week, it just makes your board so much better just by adding not too much. I'm gonna have to look at the Discord here out of curiosity. Wait. No. Hang on. Yeah, okay. I just keep wanting to keep an eye on whether or not the new patch is out. Because I'll go back to live build when the patch is out. Zoop! Bang! Bam! My Hecate is just like... My Hecate is bigger than the Mirror Fairy. I cast a lot of spells that round, considering most of them were cast on every character on my board. Wow, that, you have every business chasing mages if you get the right mage treasures. Not